Stepping into a stranger's car at 2 in the morning places you in a specific state of physical vulnerability. You are isolated, in motion, and locked inside a metal box controlled entirely by a person you've never met. Most passengers rely on a transit safe zone, a psychological false sense of security where the presence of a rideshare app feels like a protective shield, momentarily suspending the usual rules of personal safety. At 2:13 a.m., the highway is a void. For the passenger sitting in the back, the isolation is absolute. The city lights have faded, leaving nothing but the hum of the engine in the rain. 10 minutes into the trip, the driver breaks the silence. He looks into the rearview mirror, his lips curving into a steady smile, and begins speaking to the empty space in the back seat. This sudden interaction destroys the social contract of the ride. By addressing the air as if it were a person, the driver collapses the perceived safety of the vehicle, forcing the passenger to confront an unpredictable and potentially dangerous reality. The passenger performs an immediate internal audit, confirming a chilling fact. They have not spoken a single word since the trip began. The driver's question, "Madam, why are you so quiet today?" suggests a terrifying familiarity. The word today implies this isn't a first-time meeting, but a daily routine already in progress. The passenger slowly turns to look at the empty space directly beside them. The dark vinyl is bare. The passenger is now an unacknowledged third wheel, trapped in the middle of an active, private conversation between the driver and someone who isn't there. Faced with physical isolation, the modern instinct is to seek a digital exit, to reach for a phone and reconnect with the world outside the car, but the cellular signal vanishes. The screen shows 0 bars, turning the phone into a useless piece of glass. Simultaneously, the vehicle's GPS display freezes, the map glitches, the icon stops, and the screen eventually goes black. This is the digital blackout radius. As the vehicle crosses this unseen boundary, external communication is instantly severed. Every second of high-speed travel pushes the passenger deeper into this dead zone, widening the gap to the nearest cell tower. Without GPS or a working phone, the vehicle becomes a sealed spatial trap, moving rapidly through a landscape where no one can track it. The generic highway gives way to a specific landmark. A yellow hazard sign flashes through the rain, marking a curve known for high-speed accidents. This stretch of road was the site of a fatal cab accident exactly 1 week ago. The passenger, a woman, died in the back seat on this very curve. The driver's expectation of a daily conversation now aligns with that history. He is repeating the dialogue he shared with a woman who never finished her last ride. The driver appears to be caught in a cyclical delusion, performing a familiar ritual with a passenger he refuses to believe is gone. The presence in the car is a territorial echo, a violent recording of a final journey that continues to play itself back on a loop, regardless of who is currently sitting in the seat. The loop reaches its conclusion. The driver violently slams on the brakes, locking the tires and bringing the car to a sudden, jarring halt in the middle of the road. He speaks with a cold, detached tone. She doesn't like sharing. The temperature in the cabin drops. A wet, distorted whisper sounds from just inches away, pressing directly against the passenger's ear. The silhouette in the back seat claims its territory, whispering a single demand: "You're sitting in my seat." At this moment, the objective reality of the passenger and the supernatural echo of the accident collide. The journey ends the instant the entity's presence is directly acknowledged. The next morning, the cab is found abandoned on the shoulder of the highway, engine cold and lights off. Investigators find the vehicle in perfect working order. There is no driver, no passenger, and no physical evidence of a struggle or a crime. The only physical anomaly inside the car is a pair of unexplained wet footprints resting on the rear floor mat. These footprints are the only trace of a physical intrusion into the vehicle, the final mark left behind before the original occupants vanished from the road. This forensic void is the inherent risk of the transient spaces we share with strangers. If your driver starts a conversation with an empty seat at 2 a.m., would you stay to hear the answer?